pupils, parents, and guardians, let me start by thanking you for being a part of all our remote learning platforms, particularly our television program, The Classroom in Your Home. Each feedback has been awesome. Good job, you. Our teachers have been working assiduously to bridge the learning loss during this critical period. Therefore, I am pleased to inform you that the Classroom in Your Home has been extended to accommodate the lower primary classes and a dedicated lesson to cater for our special needs pupils in line with our mandate of providing an all-inclusive and quality basic education in our dear state. This program is fully sponsored by the Universal Basic Education Commission, UBEC, and supported by the Lagos State Universal Basic Education Board under the COVID-19 Blended Learning Intervention Initiative. Please encourage your wards to tune in and take every advantage of this laudable program. Also remember, this pandemic is not over. Let us continue to abide by all health and safety guidelines as stipulated by the government. At Lasubeb, we are determined to leave no child behind in our quest to improve the standard of basic education in our state. Thank you.
Hello, pupils. You're welcome to another wonderful edition of your favorite program, The Classroom in Your Home. A program sponsored by the Universal Basic Education Commission, UBEC, and packaged by the Lagos State Universal Basic Education Board, Lasubeb. It is to ensure that you are academically engaged in addition to what you're learning in school. I am Auntie Fumi, your English Studies teacher, and as usual, I have with me your wonderful teachers.
Hello, children. I am your mathematics teacher. You know me as the mathematician, Uncle Agbaje.
I am Uncle Popo, General Studies teacher.
And we also have in our midst our favorite sign language interpreter, Uncle Wale. Together, we are bringing the classroom into your home. Please stay tuned. Pupils, you're welcome to Auntie Fumi's class. And in our English Studies lesson today, we are looking at analogy. We're looking at what? Analogy. So, let's first of all have the correction to our homework. You were asked to identify the roots in the following words. Inappropriately, what is the root? Remember in our last lesson, we looked at prefix, the root, and the suffix. And remember, we told you that the root is the main word to which prefix and suffix are added. You're correct. 6 out of 6. Are you sure? Then I must celebrate you with a cheer. Good job, you. Now to the lesson objective for today. By the end of today's lesson, you should be able to list some jobs. Not only that, mention the jobs and people doing the jobs. That is, there are some jobs that are peculiar to some people. So, for this job, what do we call the person doing this job? That is what we're going to do in today's lesson. Are you ready? Sit back and let's enjoy the lesson together. Around you, you have been seeing some people doing different types of jobs. What do you call them? What do they do? How do you identify them? That is what we are going to look at in today's lesson. Oh, you started by saying Auntie Fumi is a teacher. She teaches us English studies. You're right. Let's look at other jobs. Oh, in this picture you can see some people learning how to sew. Yes, we call them apprentices because they are learning how to sew. So, who is an apprentice? An apprentice is someone learning a trade. Yes. Let's move on. We're going to see so many jobs and we describe them. We say who they are or what they do. Look at this woman. What is she doing? She's drawing. She's painting. Yes. So she's an artist. Who is an artist? An artist draws and paints pictures. An artist draws and paints pictures. Yes. Have you seen an artist around you? Yes. This is what they do. They draw and they paint pictures. Let's move on. Look at this woman. What is she doing? She's writing. She's writing. So, apparently, she has written so many books. So, she's an author. She's an author. An author writes books. An author writes books. So, all those books you have with you are written or were written by authors. You have so many shoes in your house. Is there anyone that needs to be repaired? You take it to a cobbler. A cobbler repairs damaged shoes. A cobbler repairs damaged shoes. Wow. These people are making food items from flour. They are making food items from flour. Food items like your donuts, your meat pie, all those food items that are made from flour. They are referred to as confectioners because they make food items from flour. Wow. What is he doing? He's cooking. He's cooking in a hotel. And he's called a chef. He's called a chef. A chef cooks in a hotel. This is a milliner. A milliner. What does she do? She makes and sells women's hats. All those hats that you see women putting on maybe when going to church and so on is made by a milliner. A milliner makes and sells women's hats. This person is building with stones. You know, we've talked about somebody building with bricks and blocks. This person is building with a stone now, and he is called a mason. He's called a mason because he builds with stones. This is another person. We have talked about somebody that writes books as an author. But now a person that writes novels, all those storybooks you've been reading, is referred to as a novelist. A novelist. While author writes different types of books, a novelist writes a novel alone. So a novelist writes novels. Somebody that writes novels is known as a novelist. This is an oculist. Oculist. What does he do or what does she do? An oculist treats diseases of the eyes. An oculist is different from an optician. So an oculist treats diseases of the eyes. Now let's talk about the optician. What does the optician do? An optician makes and gives eye lenses and spectacles. The duty or the work or the job of an optician is to give you eyeglasses, lenses or spectacles. While the oculist treats the diseases of the eyes, the optician gives eye lenses and spectacles. A pilot. I've heard so many of you say, I want to become a pilot when I grow up. What does a pilot do? A pilot controls the movement of a plane. A pilot controls the movement of a plane. A plumber. A plumber. A plumber fits and repairs water pipes. All the pipes that takes water into your house, your water closet, the pipes going to your kitchen sink, your wash hand basin, and so on. A plumber fits and repairs water pipes. The person in charge is called a plumber, not a plumber, a plumber. Now, a sculptor. A sculptor, S-C-U-L-P-T-O-R, a sculptor. A sculptor carves things from timber or stones. There are some things that you see that are carved, beautifully carved. A picture, maybe an effigy, a picture, a beautifully carved stone, and so on. A sculptor is responsible for carving them to what they are today. A surgeon. A surgeon. A surgeon performs surgery on sick people. If there's someone that is sick and the person needs to go through surgery, what you call operation, it is the work of the surgeon to perform surgery on the sick people. A tinker. T-I-N-K-E-R. A tinker. A tinker repairs metal containers. A tinker repairs metal container. When I was young, we used a kind of bucket that is made of metal. If the bucket maybe gets perforated or something, or is leaking out water, it is the tinker that comes to repair it. So a tinker repairs metal containers. It is activity time. Let's check how attentive you've been in the course of the lesson. What do the following people do? What do the following people do? A milliner, an oculist, an optician, a plumber, and a tinker. You have 1 minute to write what they do, and your time starts now. Eyes on me. Welcome back. Now let's do the correction together. What do the following people do? A milliner. A milliner makes and sells women's hats. All those hats your mommy wears to church, all those hats your mommy wears to functions, they are made by a milliner. An oculist. An oculist treats the disease of the eye. An optician makes and gives lenses and spectacles. We said there is a difference between an oculist and an optician. Number 4, a plumber. A plumber fits and repairs water pipes. And lastly, a tinker repairs metal containers. Auntie Fumi got 5 out of 5. What about you? 5? Oh, 4. No problem. I still celebrate you with a cheer. Now, to your assignment. This is the only thing that guarantees your winning packs of Good Life Magic Juice. So, for your assignment, you write the job, or you write what the following people do. 1, a meteorologist. 2, a botanist. 3, a pilot. 4, a poet. 5, a sawyer. 6, a cobbler. And 7, an artist. You have 30 seconds to copy the assignment. By now, you should have finished copying the assignment. I want you to submit what the following people do: the meteorologist, the botanist, the pilot, the poet, the sawyer, the cobbler, and an artist. And that's it for today. Did you enjoy today's lesson at all? You've been able to know what people do and what they are called. I enjoyed today's lesson too. But it's time to hand you over to Uncle Agbaje now for a very powerfully packaged mathematics lesson. Remember, Auntie Fumi is proud of you. Well done.
Hello children, you're welcome to this segment of the program, The Classroom in Your Home. Shall we sing that song again? Hello, hello, how are you today? It's mathematics time with Uncle Agbaje. And you say, hello, hello, Uncle Agbaje. It's mathematics time and we want to have some fun. You're welcome to this segment of the program, The Classroom in Your Home. It is mathematics time and we are going to be having some fun. Of course, I'm your mathematician, Uncle Agbaje. Today we will continue our work on basic operations, specifically multiplications. But you were given some assignment to tackle. Let's see the solution to that. The first one says we're to multiply 745 by 68. And so using the grid method, we expand each of the numbers. 700, 4 tens, 5 units, 6 tens, 8 units. Then we draw the grid lines. And now this box will have the product of 700, which is on top, and 60, which is to the side. 7 times 6 is 42. Then you have 3 zeros, 2 here and 1 here. Put all the 3 zeros, and then you have 42,000. Then you have this box. 4 times 6 is 24. Put 2 zeros. 5 times 6 is 30. Then you put 1 zero. Here, 5 times 8 is 40. Here, 4 times 8 is 32. Then you put 1 zero. And here, 7 times 8 is 56. And then you put these 2 zeros. And then we add up all the numbers here. And what do we get? We'll get 50,660. Is that what you got, my friend? Excellent job. It says we should multiply 89 by 4.27. And so we'll follow the same procedure. 400, 2 tens, 7 units, 8 tens, 9 units. Then multiplying through, we get all these numbers, which we are going to add together here. And we get 3 here, 0, 0, 8, and 3. Now, this is not the final answer. Again, we have to fix that decimal point. Initially, the decimal point will be here because this is the unit digit. But we have to count how many decimal places. None here, 2 digits after the decimal point here, and that means 2 places. So we have to make the decimal point go 2 times. 1, 2. So we end up with 380.03. This is our final answer. Did you get all correctly? If you did, good job you. I celebrate you with a cheer. But if you did not get all, trust me, my friend, relax. You have enough time to practice with today's lesson, which, of course, will begin right about now. Let's see what the objectives are. By the end of the lesson, you should be able to interpret word problems on multiplication. You should be able to solve real life problems on multiplication of numbers and on decimals as well. Okay, so let's begin without wasting much time. See, many real life problems can be solved with simple application of multiplication. Okay, sometimes you add, sometimes you subtract. Some problems can be solved by multiplication. Your task, my friend, is to be able to determine when to use addition, subtraction, multiplication, or even division that we're still going to do in subsequent lessons. Okay, so let's look at some real life problems that can be solved with multiplication techniques. Do not forget that we said that multiplication is the same thing as having to add the same number over and over again. So instead of adding over and over again, we just multiply by the number of times we are supposed to add. So here is a problem. The cost per ticket to watch the stage presentation of The Gods Are Not to Blame is 38 naira. The Gods Are Not to Blame is a play written by Olarotimi. You should get your hands on it sometimes and read it. It's a very interesting play. Now, to watch that play on stage costs 38 naira per ticket. That's one ticket. Per ticket means one ticket. Okay, so we are to find the total money that will be realized if 415 tickets were sold. And that means one ticket 38 naira, two tickets 38 plus 38, three tickets plus 38 plus 38 plus 38, four tickets like that, and we're still going to 415 tickets. So instead of adding 38, 38, 38 in 415 places, why not just multiply 38 by 415? That is the essence of multiplication, my friend. And so here we go. The cost per ticket is 38 naira and the total number of tickets sold is 415. So to find the total price, it's supposed to be adding 38 until you had 38 415 times, so we can just multiply it. So the total amount, even though it's written total, in this case it is safer or it is faster to multiply 38 by 415. When you are able to get to this point, my friend, you score yourself some points. But you are not done. You have to get us the final result, and that is where your knowledge of multiplication comes in. Okay, so if you're comfortable with the long method, no problem. But if you're more comfortable with the grid method, which I have just taught, and which I believe is easier, good. Then choose any method that is convenient for you. The most important thing is that you get to your answer. No method is bad. Okay, so using the grid method, we have to multiply 38 by 415. That is 400, 110, 5 units. 3 tens on this side, 8 units. So here we have 5 times 3, which is 15. Then we had 1 0. Here we have 5 times 8, which is 40. Here we have 10 times 8, which is 80. Here we have 4 times 8, which is 32. Then we had these 2 zeros. Here we have 4 times 3, which is 12. Then we had the 3 zeros. That's 12,000. And here we have 1 times 3, which is 3. And you had the 2 zeros, 1 here, 1 here. So these are the numbers we'll be adding together. So I'm going to bring them up. So 0 plus 0 plus 0 gives us 0. 5 plus 8 is 13. Then plus 4, that's 17. Yes. We'll take 1 to the other side. 1 plus 2 is 3. You know what? Let me write that 1 so we do not lose track of it. Okay. So we're carrying 1 to this point. Now 1 plus 2 is 3. 3 plus 3 is 6 plus 1. That is 7. Okay. 2 plus 3 is 5. And then we bring down the 1. And then we get 15,770. But we do not stop there. We have to answer the question. The question says how much money was realized. We have to answer that question. So we say, therefore, 15,770 naira was realized. That's the total money made from the particular sales. You see, it's safer and it's faster for us to do it this way than having to add 38, 38, 38 over and over and over again. That's going to take like forever. I mean, that's why we're mathematicians. We work smarter. Okay, there is another problem for us to look at. The net weight of a packet of sugar is 47.2 grams. You know your pack of sugar. Find the total net weight of 26 packets of sugar. We want to know if it's going to be able to stay in the box, and the box has a fixed amount of weight it can carry. Okay, so we want to know if that box will hold 26 packets without breaking. Something like that. So we want to know the weight of 26 packets of sugar. So if one packet is weighing 47.2 grams. Then 2 packets will be 47.2, and then another 47.2. Then 3 packets will be 47.2, 47.2, 47.2, and we're still going to 26 packets. Why waste time when we can just multiply 47.2 by 26? Okay, so that's what we're going to do. Number of packets that we want is 26 packets. So to find the total, the net weight, we just multiply 47.2 by 26. Net in this case, in this context, means the total weight. So if you get to this point, my friend, then you have gotten some points for yourself. The next part, of course, will be to solve that problem. And so to solve this problem, you remember we have to write 47.2, pretend as if that decimal point is not there for starters. So we'll write 472, 400, 7 times 2 units, then 26 as 2 tens and 6 units. Then we'll draw the lines. And now 2 times 20 is 40. 7 times 20 is going to be 1,400 because 7 times 2 is 14. Then we had the 2 zeros. 4 times 2 is 8. And then we had the 3 zeros. 2 here, 1 there. Here, 4 times 6 is 24. So all these big numbers, multiplying them is very easy as long as they have zeros. 4 times 6 is 24, add 2 zeros. 7 times 6 is 42, add this 1 zero. Finally, 2 times 6 is 12. Then these are the numbers that we need to add up. And so in adding them up, let me pick a pen here. Okay, in adding them up, 2 plus 4 is 0 plus 0 plus 2 is 2. 2 plus 4 is 6, then plus 1, that is 7. Then here we have 4 plus 4 plus 4, and that's going to give us 12. So we write 2 and regroup 1. And now 1 plus 8 is 9. 9 plus 2 is 11 plus 1, that is 12. So we write 12. Is that our final answer? Of course, that's not our final answer. We remember that we're dealing with a decimal number, so we have to count how many decimal places. Here you have 1, here you have none. So we're just going to move our decimal point 1 time. So it's going to go 1 time. And then our final answer is 1,227.2. But we don't leave our answer like that. We have to write it out. The net weight is 1,227.2 grams. It's as simple as that. Let's take one final example before you get a chance to do yours. This problem says, a boy receives 6 naira 90 kobo to work on a farm. How much would be needed to pay 56 boys at the same rate? Okay, so a boy receives 6 naira 90 kobo to work on a farm. 2 boys will receive 6 naira 90 kobo plus another 6 naira 90 kobo. 3 boys will receive likewise, but we have to add it 3 times. And then for 56 boys, we have to add it 56 times. So instead of adding it 56 times, we have to multiply by 56. All righty then. So that's what we write out. Write 6.90, 6 naira 90 kobo. Number of boys is 56. And so the total amount for 56 boys will be 6 naira 90 kobo times 56. And we'll work that out quickly. We've interpreted the problem. Now to solve, we'll draw that box and then we'll put the numbers and pretend as if the decimal point is not there for now. And write it as 690, okay? 690 is at 0. And then 50 and 6, so draw the lines. Here we have 6 times 5, and that is 30. Then we have 3 zeros, and that's why you have 30 and 3 zeros, which is 30,000. 9 times 5 is 45, then we have 1 0, 1 0, that's 2 zeros. Oops, sorry, of course, 0 times 50 will give us 0. Anything multiplied by 0 is 0. Then, of course, 0 times 6 is 0 as well. 9 times 6 is 54, and we'll put the 0. Now, for this box, we look at what's on top and what's on the side. That's 6 times 6. That is 36. Then we put these 2 zeros. Now, these are the numbers that we need to add. So, writing them out quickly, we have, adding the zeros, get 0. 0 plus 4, we get 0. Oh, sorry, we get 4. 5 plus 6 is 11. 11 plus 5 is 16. So we write 6 and regroup 1. So I'm going to write that 1 here. 1 plus 4 is 5, and 5 plus 3 is 8. So we write 8, then we bring down the 3. And so our final answer is, no, not our final answer. We get 38,640. But we are dealing with a decimal number which has 2 digits to the right of the decimal point here and none here. So altogether, we need to consider, we need to have 2 digits after the decimal point, okay? So we expand the numbers. Ordinarily, the decimal point should be here. If this is the unit digit, decimal point should be after it. Then we move to 2 decimal places. Okay, so that's that 1 and 2. So our final answer is 386.40, which when we write in money terms should be 386 naira 40 kobo. And that is the amount that will be needed to pay off 46 boys at the same rate. I believe you've had enough practice now and you're ready for one of your own. So you take this one, my friend. You are to solve this. One bottle of water costs 65 naira. A shopkeeper wants to buy 207 bottles. How much will he pay? You have 1 minute 10 seconds. Begin. Alrighty then, I believe you've made some progress. You're done by now. Let's just see how this is done quickly. So if a shopkeeper wants to buy one bottle is 65 naira, 2 bottles will be 65 plus 65, 3 bottles will be 65 plus 65 plus 65, and then 287 bottles will be 65 plus itself in 287 places. That is 65 times 287. And so that's exactly what we're going to do. We're going to multiply 65 times 287 now. And so we draw the box. So we now multiply and put the answers in the boxes. Here 7 times 6 is 42. Then we'll put 0. Here 8 times 6 is 48. Then we'll put 2 zeros. 1 here, 1 here. Here 2 times 6 is 12. Then we'll put 2 zeros and 1 zero. So that's 3 zeros. That's why you have 12,000. Here 7 times 5 is 35. Here 8 times 5 is 40, then you put 1 zero from here. Here 2 times 5 is 10, then you put 2 zeros. These 2 zeros. That's why you have 10 and 2 zeros. Okay, so now these are the numbers we're going to add. So adding them together, we get 5 here. We get 5 here as well. Now 8 plus 4 is 12 plus 4, that's 16. So we write 6 and regroup 1. 1 plus 2 is 3. 3 plus 4, well, let me write that one so you don't lose track of it. Okay, so we have 1. 1 plus 2 is 3. 3 plus 4 is 7 plus 1 is 8. So we write 8. Then we'll bring down that other one. And we'll get 18,655. 18,655, but that's not our final answer. Since that's our final answer. There is no decimal point in this case. Did you get it right? Also, did you remember to write out the final answer? The storekeeper will now pay 18,655 naira for 287 bottles. I'm sure you got that right. Good job you. But if you did not, then that homework is coming and you get a chance to practice what you have learned. Copy this in 30 seconds, but do not go away because we have Magic Tuesday. Hello children, you're welcome to this segment of the program. It's Magic Tuesday, where I show you shortcuts in mathematics. Today, I'm going to teach you how to add and subtract fractions by drawing a butterfly. Very funny. Let's see how that is going to be done. This question says, evaluate 2/3 plus 1/5. Okay, so we just write 2/3 plus 1/5, and then that's where you draw your butterfly. One wing, two wings. But observe that this first wing, 3 times 1, that's 3. Second wing, 5 times 2, that's 10. So you remember to put that. And then we had the two numbers on top, you get 13. Then multiply the two numbers below, you get 15. And the final answer is 13/15. It's as simple as that. All you have to do is just draw the wings of the butterfly, and you're good to go. Let's check out the next one. This one says evaluate 1/4 plus 3/7. So we write 1/4 plus 3/7, and then you draw the wings of the butterfly. 4 times 3 is 12. 7 times 1 is 7. Add them together, you get 19. Multiply them below. 7 times 4 is 28, and your final answer is 19/28. This method works if the denominators are coprime. If they are not coprime, you can still use it, but you have to reduce your final answer to the lowest term. Let's check out the last example. This one says 1/2 plus 4/9. So the denominators are coprime, 2 and 9, they are coprime, nothing can divide them. The first wing of the butterfly, 2 times 4 is 8, 9 times 1 is 9. 9 plus 8 is 17, then multiply the two numbers below. 2 times 9 is 18, and 17/18 is your final answer. See, you can add fractions in just under 5 seconds, 6 seconds. You will get your answer. That's been it for the magic segment for today. Till I come your way in the next lesson, remain wonderful mathematicians. Bye now.
Hello, pupils. You are welcome to General Studies class. I am Uncle Popo. Uncle Popo is here.
I am also here.
Good. We are here together.
100% attention.
100% attention is what I want you to give me in today's lesson. Our subject for today is social studies. In our last lesson, we discussed labor and trade union. There we talked about different jobs and professionals and the trade union they belong to, like the teachers belong to Nigeria Union of Teachers. We are moving on to an interesting topic today, and that is wages and income distribution. Wages and income distribution. The learning objectives. By the end of the lesson, you should be able to explain the meaning of wages, income, and income distribution. 2, you should be able to define standard of living, and you should be able to list the causes of wage increase. Wages. Wages refer to the money that workers are paid for the job done. Wages refer to the money that workers are paid for their job done. Just like in our last lesson, the professional workers and non-skilled workers are paid for the job done. If you are working, definitely you have to be paid. Whether you're a medical doctor or you are a gatekeeper, you need to be paid. And that's what we are talking about here as wages. The money paid, the money that workers are paid for their job done. Here we have different professionals here, the medical doctor, engineer, teacher, and so on. This could be on daily, weekly, or monthly basis. Still talking about wages. It could be on daily basis, weekly, or monthly basis. Now let's talk about income. When we say income, what are we referring to? It is the total amount of money, including benefits and allowances, that is paid to a worker over a period of time. Income is the total amount of money, including benefits and allowances, that is paid to a worker over a period of time. It could be per year, it could be just over a period of time. So that is the total income. Now let's look at income distribution. Income distribution refers to the way people's income are different from others. Income distribution refers to the way people's incomes are different from others. That is, some people earn more money than others. In organization, in factories, in companies, all the people working there are not collecting the same salary. So it's not possible. We have some people that are collecting more salaries than others. You can compare the gatekeeper's salary to the maybe general manager. This is a medical doctor here, and this is a cobbler that most of you refer to as shoemaker. This is a cobbler, it's not a shoemaker. And looking at their income, definitely a medical doctor will earn more, will have more income than a cobbler. Relationship between standard of living and income. Now let's look at what standard of living is. When we talk about standard of living, it's the quality of life a person can afford to live based on his or her income. Standard of living is the quality of life a person can afford to live based on his or her income. Just like the pictures I showed to you, a medical doctor and a cobbler. The standard of living of a medical doctor will be far from that a cobbler. The kind of house the medical doctor could afford is far from what a cobbler could afford. The lifestyle, the kind of school that the children of medical doctor attend will be different to what a cobbler could afford. Income and standard of living are connected. Like I told you, how your income is will determine how better or will determine your own standard of living. An high income produces a high standard of living, while a low income produces a low standard of living. That's why we see some people riding very costly cars, and why some are still managing maybe tricycle or so. It depends on their income. A high income produces a high standard of living, while a low income produces a low standard of living. Let's look at this kind of house. Definitely, person with high income will be able to afford this type of place, while a person with low income will not be able to afford this kind of place. So it's telling you about how income determines our standard of living. Look at this kind of environment. You should know somebody with a very low income will be living here, but somebody with very high income definitely would not like to be living in this kind of environment. So the higher your income, the better your standard of living. Now, I told you before that people working in the same company, in the same factory, are not collecting the same salaries. Why? The level of education, skills, experience, type of work, place of work determine why some people get paid more than others. That's the major reason why some people get paid more than others. What are the reason for that? The level of education. Somebody that is a graduate cannot be compared with somebody with maybe O level. They can't collect the same salary if they are employed in the same company. So that is a level of education. Skills, the kind of skills expected in any company, because somebody with that very skill that that company requires or willing to have will be paid higher than the person that is just occupying place in the company. So skills determines how better the company will pay you. Next one is experience. We have some people that are highly experienced on a certain job, so they'll pay them more than non-experienced person. Type of work also determines that. So I will not want to compare certain work here to tell us, but definitely we have some work where they pay very high, and we have certain work where they pay them less. And looking at place of work, that also determines why some people are paid more than others, because the environment, the place where they are working also determines that. So moving on to causes of wage increase. causes of wage increase. What are the causes? One, increase in revenue. Maybe you are working with government or private. If the revenue in that company where you are working with, they are getting more revenue, that means they are getting more income. Next one is high cost of living. High cost of living is another factor. And in the olden days, we were told that our parents then would buy a bag of rice maybe for like 100 naira. And now, even to buy a plate of rice, you can buy 100 naira rice and feel satisfied. So high cost of living now has changed. So that one also command the people to pay some of their workers more because of the economy now. Do you understand? So high cost of living is another factor. Next one is provision of incentive or motivation. Some companies want to motivate, want to try to encourage their workers to keep on working more. So they would like to increase their salary, they would like to increase their wages so that they can do more. So it's provision of incentive or motivation. Now some people that made more profit in that section, they will want to increase their salaries so that they can work more. That's another factor for increase in wages. Next one is competition. We have some companies that are producing similar products, and their workers, they are using for such products. They will want to give them more money so that other companies will not take them from them. So that is why they want to pay them higher than the other companies that they are producing the same product. So competition is another factor why wages are increased. Next one is promotion. When they are from a certain worker in a certain level is promoted to higher level, definitely the wages or the salary such person is receiving will be increased. So promotion, that is why you see our parents, if you see people around you that are working maybe with private or government, they are very happy when they are promoted at places, or because definitely their salaries will be increased. So promotion is another reason why wages are increased. Activities of labor. The activities of labor, that means I'm referring to trade unions such as strikes and protests, negotiations, agitations, and other means used by workers to present their grievances can force the government or private organizations to increase the wages of their employees. We had this maybe some weeks ago where the TUC or NLC tried to negotiate with government to increase workers' salaries. And because of that, government listened and the workers' salaries are increased. So that's one of the factors why wages are increased, activities of labor. In today's lesson, we have talked about wages. We define wages as the money that workers are paid for the job done. Income is the total amount of money, including benefits and allowances, that is paid to a worker over a period of time. And income distribution refers to the way people's incomes are different from others. Then we talked about causes of wage increase. Increase in revenue, high cost of living, activities of labor, provision of incentive or motivation, competition, and promotion were discussed in today's lesson. It's time for evaluation. I have just 2 questions to test you. Question number 1, define wages. Question number 2, mention 3 causes of wage increase. You have just 30 seconds. Your time starts now. Define wages. Wages refer to the money that workers are paid for the job done. Question number 2. Mention 3 causes of wage increase. 1. Increase in revenue. 2. High cost of living. 3. Activities of labor. Provision of incentive or motivation. Just pick any of the 3 causes of wage increase that we have discussed in today's lesson and mark. We have come to the end of today's lesson. Until next time, next lesson, Uncle Popo says, keep on studying. Bye.
My wonderful pupils, we have come to the end of another exciting episode on the Classroom in Your Home.
We hope that you have had fun because we have enjoyed ourselves teaching you. Now, the link for today's online assessment is bit.ly/Lasubeb lesson 71. The link again is bit.ly/Lasubeb lesson 71. You could also check out our online collection of tests by visiting bit.ly/Lasubeb tests. There, you'll find all the lessons that we have done from lesson 1 to lesson 71 in terms of practice question. Remember, these online assessments are our way of knowing how well you are performing because we want to help you raise your level of academic performance.
Taking the online assessment is based on if you have access to either your daddies, your mommies, your uncles, or your aunties' Android or smartphones. If not, there's no problem. Just send your questions, your comments, and your assignment through SMS or WhatsApp messages on 081 50 86 5663. Please do not call that line. SMS and WhatsApp messages only. And when you are sending in your assignment, please make sure you indicate your name,
Your school,
Your class,
and your local government. That is your LGA. That is the only way we will be able to identify you and appraise you accordingly.
all the lessons taught today and the previous ones taught in the Classroom in Your Home are on Lasubeb YouTube channel for you to watch. Subscribe to Lasubeb YouTube channel to get notification when new videos are uploaded. The Classroom in Your Home could be watched live on Facebook through this page showing on the screen.
Until our next lesson when we shall meet again on the Classroom in Your Home, make sure you do your homework.
Wash your hands regularly.
keep working hard, and
Stay safe. Lasubeb, leave no child behind.
This is to inform the general public that registration of children for admission into Nursery 1 and Primary 1 will commence in all public nursery and primary schools in Lagos State from Monday 21st September through to Friday 23rd October 2020. The minimum registration age for Primary 1 is 6 years. That is, only children born between 1st April 2014 and 31st March 2015 whose parents or guardians are residents in Lagos State are qualified for registration. Application for registration should be obtained from the head teachers of all public nursery and primary schools in the state. Parents and guardians should register in the school nearest to their homes. Registration is from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. daily. Application forms must be accompanied by 3 passport-size photographs of the child, birth certificate of the child, evidence that parent or guardian is resident in Lagos State, that is your LASRA registration card, parent or guardian's tax clearance. Completed application form must be submitted to the head teacher of the school from where it was obtained and must reach him or her on or before Friday, 23rd October 2020. No late registration will be considered. Parents are advised not to register at more than one center. Note, registration is free. Announcer, Lagos State Universal Basic Education Board, Lasubeb.